Beep, beepity beep, 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 beep. Hello. Oh, this is exciting news. I love a bit of exciting news, so here we go. Something to put a smile on your face. So here we go, right, because it certainly put one on mine, and it's about Kelly J. Keane, a.k.a. Posey Parker. As you will be aware, Kelly went over to New Zealand. Ooh, kerfuffle. Yep. Soup, all sorts of things, right? We know how she was treated. It was absolutely bloody appalling, right? And yeah, that wasn't a good idea. If you're going to pick on somebody, because she never loses, right? Never loses. Okay, so not the person to pick on. So what we've got here is an article, the archive of which I've put into the Dubris as usual. UK women's rights activist Kelly J. Keane has issued John Pasuto and his entire leadership team with defamation concerns notices. Right? This is just glorious. Go on, Posey. Or Kelly J, I think, in preference now these days. UK women's rights activist Kelly J. Keane has issued John Pasuto's entire Victorian Liberal leadership team with a defamation concerns notice, giving them 28 days to apologise and pay compensation for making grossly misconceived, willfully vexatious and wretchedly false. What a wonderful term. Wretchedly false you are. Wretchedly false claims or face federal court action. In her legal letter sent to the Liberal leader, his deputy David Southwick, Upper House leader Georgie Crozier and her deputy Matt Back, Georgie Crozier and her deputy Matt Back on Monday, Miss Keane claims their conduct has seen her becoming the target of extreme hate, abuse, harassment and stalking, and culminated in her being physically attacked and placed in life-threatening danger at a Let Women Speak rally in New Zealand. It's a matter of record what happened at the Let Women Speak rally and the nutters that were involved. It's a matter of record now. The new defamation threat from the activist, who has received strong public backing from Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling, represents a major escalation in the messy public battle the opposition leader is already fighting with expelled MP Moira Deeming, who last week indicated she is poised to file her own federal court case against Mr. Pasuto in coming weeks. Moira Deeming has been treated appallingly over in New Zealand, in the same vein as we've seen happen to people here who have also been treated appallingly. So that's Rosie Duffield, for example, and, Joanna Cherry, Miriam Cates. People who've spoken out with the truth have been treated appallingly across the political landscape by such dreadful men, mostly. Who's that horrible bloke? Patronising Hardwick. Batty Harvey, what's his name? Twat. Right, so, okay. Miss Keane's case relates to the Liberal leadership team's responses to Mrs. Deeming's appearance at Let Women Speak rally in March. So Mrs. Deeming turned up to the Kelly J. Keane event, which was being held in New Zealand, the one that we all know about, and that was headlined by Miss Keane and gate-crashed by Nationalist Socialist Network members who performed the Nazi salute on the steps of the state parliament. And then various people went, oh, there they are, there's the funders. Lying about the funding that Kelly J. Keane... I mean, just lying. That's it, full stop, really. The concerns notice focuses in particular on the motion, signed by all 4 members of the leadership team, which sought to expel Mrs. Deeming from the Liberal Party. So, because Moira turned up to offer support to Kelly J. Keane in her visit to New Zealand to spread the word, let women speak, adult, human, female, that's all they do. I've been, right? That's all they do is want to speak, yep. They then signed a motion to expel her for attending. These people are out of control. We've seen similar things happening elsewhere. These people are out of control. And was circulated to the Liberal Party room and to journalists by Mr. Pasuto's office in the days following the event. So they sent it round. The motion accused Miss Deeming of organising, promoting, attending a rally where Kelly J. Keane, brackets also known as Posey Parker, was the principal speaker, in circumstances where Miss Keane was known to be publicly associated with far right-wing extremist groups, including neo-Nazi activists. They literally can't help themselves, can they? We're all Nazis now. The Ladybird book of everything I don't like is Nazi, Now, attached to the expulsion motion was a 15-page dossier of social media screenshots and media reports. They've had some toss doing that, haven't they? Right, there's one, print screen. There's another one, print screen, crop. Somebody sat down and arranged it on the page in a Word document, stuck it in a PDF. That's, isn't it? That's like premeditated harassment, isn't it? Right, what I want you to do is, I want you to go and find out as much about this woman as you can. Go all over her social media, find anything that'll link her to far right. Is that what happened? Is it? Go on, just get on with it. Right, far right, you say? Yes, far right. Is that what happened? Mostly, these were relating to Miss Keane, so mostly it was about Kelly in the pictures, Kelly J, which purported to justify the claim that she was associated with far-right extremist groups, including neo-Nazi activists. So what they were looking for was a smoking gun. We see this sort of thing happening all the time. They make their mind up, then go look for evidence to support it. These are not the smartest people in the room, as I imagine they're about to find out, as they get their ass roundly kicked by the New Zealand legal system. This is the hope. Okay, this will happen. Miss Keane's lawyers state in their concerns notice that the Let Women Speak rally was hosted by an organisation Standing for Women UK, which is an advocacy group for the reinstatement of reasonable biological sex-based rights and against the irreversible and harmful medical transitioning practices used on gender non-conforming, autistic and gay minors. They say it was organised by Angela Jones, a left-wing pro-gay rights Jewish woman who liaised with Victoria Police to arrange a buffer zone between the event and any counter-protests, and note that permission was officially granted for the event to take place at the front of the steps of State of Parliament. So this was all done by the book. I'd expect nothing less. Right? It's not GC people that go around breaking the rules. It's not GC people that go around creating violence. It's not GC people that go around harassing people. It's not GC people that go around screaming obscenities at people on the street. Is it? Right? It's not. They just want to speak. They're women who want to speak. It's not difficult. Citing footage of the protest filmed by independent journalist Rukshan Fernando, Miss Keane's lawyers argue it is well apparent from the Facebook live stream that the event was subjected to 4 counter-protest groups. Right? I've seen this footage and so have many of you, so you'll know. Pro-trans activists, the Victorian Socialists, Freedom anti-COVID protesters, and National Socialist networks. So hard left and hard right there. Great. And she's the one that's the problem. It's just insane, right? It is apparent from this footage that none was associated with events and were each kept separately cordoned by Victorian police. The concerns notice then turns to the 15-page dossier. Remember the concerns notice they sent round? That was what it's called, a concerns notice. Turns to the 15-page dossier, making reference to a screenshot of a 2019 article from LGBTQI+ community publication Pink News. It's actually, they're quoting Pink News. That ain't going to go down well in court, is it? And your evidence comes from Pink News. And you can imagine all the jury going, oh, thank God. And the judge going, I think this may go badly for you. Just reading it should get you 10 years. Right, okay. It was a screenshot of a 2019 article from Pink News regarding Miss Keane's appearance in a video with a white nationalist YouTuber. Were the Pink News article to have been reproduced in its entirety, the following would have been apparent to any reader. So they've taken the stuff they like. It's just, they're so simple. They're as thick as mints. And they think it's not going to happen. What comes next, So they took the bit they liked, right? They didn't bother to read it fully, but Miss Keane's lawyers wrote, quoting comments in the article from Miss Keane, that make it clear she was not aware of French-Canadian white nationalist Jean-François Garippe's views when she was interviewed by him. So she was interviewed by somebody, she wasn't aware of his views. Doesn't mean she agrees with them. See, they're all as thick as mints because they can't think outside the collective. So they're as thick as mints right up to the head of the Liberal Party. New Zealand, do better. I am, of course, concerned at the accusations I've heard since recording the show, Miss Keane is quoted in the article as saying. White supremacy and the racism that fuels it has no place in a civilised society. I abhor those views and the people that hold them. As a free speech advocate, I think dialogue, even with those with the most odious prejudices, is essential. How are we ever to change or challenge them if we don't engage? These days, so many people are called Nazis and far right that the prophetic warning that we will no longer recognise the real ones is beginning to come true. You get the flavour. Go and read the rest of it. It's a nice little article. I've got it from the archive so you can see it. My best to Kelly J. I hope everything goes okay for you in this particular case. And Liberals, may you be hung upside down up to your mouth in pig shit. I think there was a joke about that. What was that years ago? There was a joke about it, wasn't there? About a bloke down an L, and he had two choices. He could either be burnt alive or he could be up to his neck in pig shit, drinking tea all day. And he went, I'll take that one. And he'd been there 10 minutes and half his cup of tea. And in come a devil and said, right, okay, tea break's over, back on your heads. Don't know why that came to mind. Anyway, good luck to Kelly J. I hope that this proves fruitful because it's taking place on the world stage. It will make big news. And this is the type of lawfare that is going to put these horrible people back in the nasty little odious stench-filled boxes they deserve to be in. All right, have fun, folks. Great. Thank you for watching so much. Please do subscribe. Buy me a coffee, the usual. Bye-bye then.